we ready to roll? Are we ready to roll? Are we ready to roll?
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Super, super. Okay, I'm gonna count 2, 3, and then we start. So we start.
I thought you said you're going to count to 3.
I did count 2, 3.
In your heart?
Up there. Hello, hello, hello. Is it morning or is it afternoon? Wait.
It's that weird time in between afternoon and evening. When you don't know whether it's still afternoon or it's evening, but then it's such an evening.
Yes.
But then it's
You can't even say after morning, can you?
What the hell is
Like in between.
No. At least with morning, we know there is no in between. Okay, maybe the in between of like morning and afternoon will be like between 11 and 12. Like when it's 11 hours, you're like, is it still
somewhere there.
morning?
Because I know like with food there's like brunch to mean like lunch and breakfast.
Yeah, so that doesn't. Anyway.
That's the word that I invented, people. After morning.
Sounds like
it's in
I
between.
don't think it's you who invented that word because there's a PO called what?
Come on, that's like that's called the morning after, but mine is after morning. That's like the pill you take before you do the.
If only there was such a pill.
Oh my goodness! Hello, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Glad to have you once
Of course,
again.
Of course.
Or 3 times
who
again.
else are you going to have?
They're new students. I'm going to invite another student.
Oh, so you only have students on your podcast, eh?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're like new teachers and, everybody's back now. So
that's true.
There's actually one. Did I tell you about the guy that I met when I was gathering up like equipment?
Yeah, you told me.
I'll need to find that guy and have a word with him. But yes, it's a new week. We have new students. Yeah,
you
guys
lots of
who are in
people
school
running around. I don't like it.
But then, aren't you supposed to be like, you're the president of Amnesty? I saw stands outside.
Yeah.
Weren't you supposed to have like a stand and going like, oh, recruiting new members and stuff like that?
Of course, but then Madam President's been so busy she didn't have the time to. And when they sent the emails to sign up for that stuff, I was busy working.
Oh my
Didn't
goodness.
see no email and all of that.
You should check those emails. I'm sure one of them just says like you were, was it replaced or they had no confidence. There was like a vote of no confidence.
I would actually really appreciate that at this point. Like if they could replace me. I please, Amnesty people in my group, please do replace me. Not that I'm not capable of doing the job. I'm just too dealt out. I'm everywhere. Like
there was an incident a couple of years ago when I was just getting into uni. With the International Students Union.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like a meeting to elect a new board.
Yeah.
And funny enough, all the positions, like the vice president, the like secretary, everybody stood for those positions. And then the time for the president came and everybody was just quiet. It's like, guys, nobody wants to be the president.
Because if I knew last year, when was it when I got in October?
Yeah.
If I knew, I wouldn't have been so eager. Because in my view, I assumed, you get so much help because you have a board.
Yeah.
But then for me, like currently, 3/4 of my board is gone.
Are they like done with...
They're done, they've moved, they've stopped, they've just like...
But wait, like how did I thought the board is supposed to be active for like the next 1 year, so you wouldn't like put up somebody who's like going to finish school in 6 months if...
Yeah, but then it's not that they have finished school. One moved to a different campus, one decided to stop.
Oh yeah, so it was just individual moves.
Yeah, like it's not that they stopped technically they've like stopped being students here and moved to do other things. They didn't finish their studies here. They just changed or moved or something.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I get that. Yes, that was quite unlucky. Maybe you should move too.
At this point, I'm actually considering it because I feel so bad because we're really missing out on like the activities of like the study week to actually meet the new students. And then now I'm kind of like struggling to get like an info meeting to be done like next week. And it's hard to do that, to organize with people. And then I'm organizing with like limited to no experience. I literally don't know who to contact. I don't know like how to book whatever, like what we have access to. So I feel a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, it should be overwhelming. Like this, it's not a one-man job. Like you need to have a team. I think I walked past the stands and I could see like 7. I don't know, maybe it's like the organization itself and how they work. Maybe they recruited people to help them with the stand, but I saw like 5-6 people on one stand. So
yeah, it has to be a team effort, and I'm not going to have a stand just standing there awkwardly by myself. So maybe I'm a little bit late with like the admin work, but as I said, it's like the support that I was missing, because when you have a board, everybody like all these things like are assigned to somebody, and I want to feel like I'm just supposed to show up.
And you go like, did you complete your task?
Yeah. But then now I'm finding out I'm kind of like supposed to arrange all of that and get like the semester started so that we're able to vote in a new board soon. So I really hope people take the bait. But I think I have laid a lot of groundwork today. I sent a lot of messages.
You sent a lot of messages.
Sent a lot of messages, answered a lot of emails. So I really hope we can like get it rolling and get to participating in all the nice new student activities.
Yeah, I'm also thinking you still have like time. Like obviously you've missed out on everybody who was looking to join an organization today, but new students are new students. I didn't decide on which organization I was going to be a part of until I don't know 3 weeks later.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe did you guys like get to organize like a new students info meeting? Okay, so it should work. Still have time.
Needs to be worked on either this week. I mean, either it will be done like next week or the other week. But then everything is coinciding because the unfortunate part that I think about our student organization in Amnesty is everything has to be co-signed by like the main organization.
Oh, okay, so it needs to come from the top, and then
no, it doesn't have to come from the top. If we want to do something, we kind of have to first of all be in the parameters of what the organization works for.
Oh, okay.
And if we need any support, like for example the info meeting, Adam, I don't know, is having pizza at these meetings because then you get more people.
Yeah, everybody loves pizza. Even I would attend a meeting as long as there's pizza.
Exactly. So for us to be able to do that, it has to go first to regional office and and then like there's a whole lot of back and forth that needs to happen. We are not independent, unfortunately, like most of the student organizations here, because they just have everything set up by their own. They have like their own bank account, their own what, and then they just report to STAR, the Student Association, I think. Something like that. And then like they just like send their reports and get their money from them. So it's like a little bit more like a local level coordinated. But for us, we're all like under like the regional branch, and then we always have to go like so anything we need always has to come from the top. Like even if it's like an idea of like, oh, when I watch a movie, we have to send it to the top. We're going to watch this movie, and like what essence has it, like what is it teaching?
How is it going to contribute to
or how does it relate to the work that is being done in Amnesty? Like what message are you trying to give? Because at the end of the day, being part of Amnesty is more about advocacy and activism.
It's advocacy. Makes sense. Whew, that's a lot of
just thinking about it.
That sounds like a lot of work. Good luck. I hope I hope it all goes well. Yeah, but of course, new week. Anything else happening? I wanted to ask about. We had this conversation yesterday. With the, or maybe it wasn't yesterday.
I'm like,
but
we did have a serious conversation.
It's about like the international students. You know, now their tuition fees. So like, what's
tuition fees in Norway?
what's the situation like? Is there like an observable drop in like enrollment for internationals?
From the meeting that I had for like the work thingy I'll be doing at UiA, the conversation around this was that there has been like I'm trying to pick my words because I have what's the thing called? I signed a contract here,
You signed the contract. No, we can always edit out.
I don't want my words to be used against me.
We use bleeps. We're like, okay, take this word out.
No, but I think most of the universities around Norway have seen. This is my opinion. They obviously have seen a drop because I know of 3 people that I knew who got acceptance letters from Africa who were going to come to Norway before the introduction of these tuition fees, and I haven't heard anything from them since. So my assumption is that, because it's twice the price. It's twice the price of everything that you have to do just for the travel.
Yeah. And then you have to pay double for the tuition fees.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are going to spend 50,000 on traveling and getting yourself situated here, then you have to pay 100,000 or more for the tuition fees, which really doesn't make sense unless maybe your father is Dangote or something. I don't know.
Maybe, your dad is an MP or something.
I don't think even if your dad was a member of parliament, this would be his budget.
I mean, the member of parliament, and then he's getting some funds, from behind.
Maybe. Yeah. So, yeah, I do believe so. I'm yet to actually see it for myself. On Thursday, that's when I get to meet like the students in our study. So it will be interesting to see the demographic, because in our group last year when we started, everybody was so happy with it because there's a really good turnout, because we were the class or the cohort right after COVID. So everybody was eager to come.
Everybody was eager to come.
Yeah, our class has, hopefully nobody has dropped out. Our class has, the last time we counted, it was about 26 nationalities.
Wow, that is amazing. That's diversity right there.
Yeah, it's been like that. So we'll see what happens this year. I'm eager to attend my meeting, my introductory meeting with the students on Thursday. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. And maybe just a quick comment on, I know there are arguments on both sides, like for or against tuition fees. Yeah, could you just maybe...
You want to hear my thoughts on the matter?
Yeah, just your thoughts on the matter. Like, what do you think? What do you think? Just a balanced view. I know if you ask me...
You want me to be balanced? You want me to not pick a side?
Of course, I mean you're working. You're working for university now.
I am integrating into the society. To be honest, I understand both sides. I really do understand both sides, because I'll give an example, talking about it from how I understand it from the Norway perspective, right? When Norwegian students go abroad, they pay tuition fees. And I think that's the norm in every other country.
Yeah.
So I do understand that. Like, it should only be fair, right?
That other students pay.
Yeah, that other students coming here should be able to pay. And I also do understand the plight of Norway was really unique by offering free education for all, because their economy could accommodate it.
They could afford it.
So it was unique to give students this experience of, you need to study, come and study. It's free. You don't have to worry about tuition fees.
Yeah.
because in the education sector, the biggest problem is that education is expensive when it shouldn't be. And I don't think it's anybody's fault.
Yeah.
I want to pick my words right. It shouldn't be anybody's fault that education is expensive. It should be accessible. It should be free. But then at the same time, the cost of it, what is it called? The opportunity cost of it is what makes it become expensive, because teachers need to be paid, equipment needs to be bought. Yeah. Like it's offering that free of a service is something that most countries, especially developing countries, cannot afford, hence making the education expensive. But why I keep saying the unique case of Norway is they could actually afford it.
True.
It was a luxury. I would say it was a luxury they could actually afford. Yeah. And they were not taking it away because it was becoming something they could not keep up with, but it was just to create a sense of fairness. I am assuming from the way I have taken it from the news and all of that, it's to create this thing of fairness, which turns out to be unfair, but it's fair. So
and I'm thinking, it seems unfair now, because when you get used to a privilege, you stop thinking about it as a privilege. It just becomes normal.
Yeah.
So when we came here to study, for instance, it was just like, oh yeah, Norway is free. Norway studying is free. We're just like, okay, that's just how it's supposed to be. So immediately they decide to take away that privilege and say, okay, now we are normalizing everything. We want to treat students the way our, students are treated out there. It seems unfair because we are used to getting stuff for free. So maybe that's where the problem is. If you look at it from like you take a step back and just look at where it's all coming from, it kind of makes sense, I guess. But on the other hand, one would also argue that if you can afford to provide a service for free, Norway has a lot of money. I mean, there's no argument there. They have a lot of money.
So. Oh, they do. They even bragged about it in one of the meetings I attended.
They bragged about it.
They did brag about it.
So I mean, what's the harm in like, allowing a couple of students, okay, maybe not a couple because it's a lot of students, but what's the harm?
Even if it's a lot of students, it's still not that much.
It's not that much. It is not that much, really. I mean, they can afford it.
Definitely, they can afford it.
But it is what it is.
It's a very big debatable topic, like very debatable.
Exactly, it's a debatable topic. So too bad for people that haven't studied yet. I mean, this was a wonderful opportunity I personally benefited from it, like the free tuition fees, and it saved me a whole lot. You're benefiting from it.
Yeah, and if I'm just to mention the difference, because we both studied in Zambia before, right? And for me, I did have a bursary from the government in Zambia, but I still had like the stress of like meeting up with like the smaller fees. Yeah, and I would see what tuition fees did to a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
So you get to see how much stress somebody's under. Not only is the schoolwork hard, but then you keep worrying, oh my gosh, I'm not going to write the exam because I haven't paid my fees. Like, you see people struggling, and here the difference was you worry more about what am I going to eat?
What am I going to eat?
Or where am I going to get the money for food and like rent? Then you worry about like fees.
Yeah, the fees and like money that goes to school and all of that.
Yeah, so I did notice, even for me, there was a certain level of like freedom or peace when it came to like doing school stuff.
Because then you're focused, right?
Yeah, because you just focused on the school stuff, and it was easy to separate. Like, you know, when you're thinking of your problems, and then you think of, hey, I need money for this. Yeah, but then like it was like, okay, I could find time to just concentrate on doing school, and then like all the other life things, like I could just like concentrate on that when I needed to. But like with the school, I felt like that security. Yeah.
Okay. So that's that. And I mean, I feel for, obviously, if you come here and you have a lot of money, then it's not a problem. But I feel for those students that will, you know, take that extra step to gather these like tuition fees, and then on top of that, they have to think about the visa, economic funds, and all of that. Like, it's almost impossible to concentrate on your academic work. Like, it's almost impossible because, yeah, you spend 3/4 of your time just worrying about money.
Exactly. And I'm actually intrigued because now I'm thinking about research topics for my thesis. Yes. Yay. Not that I'm writing it anytime soon. I still have a year to think about it. But then this issue with the international students in Norway is on my list. But just like exactly at what scope. I would love to do the research on that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I promised that today's podcast was going to be short, but one last thing. I just wanted you to talk about, just briefly, about your mentorship program and how it's like benefits.
Give me the advertising space.
And how it benefits students. And, like, what is it? And yeah, what?
Okay, so the University of Agder. I will speak for the University of Agder, not the other universities. They have had a mentorship program running for all other programs, except the English-speaking programs, I want to assume, or except some programs. But all other programs have had student mentors that help students get to understand or get to understand their student life, or like what it means to be a student. So being a student mentor is like being in the bridge of like the lecturer, and for the courses that do have them, the teaching assistants. Yeah, because those just focus on like the academics, like the actual academics, the actual courses. But then us as mentors will help discuss things like study techniques, planning for your week. I haven't made my semester plan yet, guys. But the little practical information of how do I use Canvas, how do I book a group room, like some of these things we had to learn. Like, for example, myself, I had to learn by myself. Like, what do I do in the library? Where do I sit? How do I find a librarian? Like the small practical things. And then also just help the students have this like space, like create for them a space where they can come and like talk about these things. So it's a mix of all students, so that's like Norwegian and international students. So for me, it would be interesting to see how we can kind of like find this thing of like how to be a new student. But the mentorship program is, just that, like finding that middle point of like what's slipping through the cracks of when lecturers give explanations of how to do stuff. How do you work in groups? Like, how do you manage if in your group one person is dominating or no one wants to do the work? Like, to give those like tips from somebody who's actually experienced it, from somebody who's being a student. And how do I write an essay? I'm scared. I've never written an essay before in my life. Like, what should I be looking out for? Where do I get the help? And also sharing the fun things. Student offers, what is it called? Student discounts, like the small fun things. How to use a laundry room. Some people have never used a laundry room in their life. Just the in-betweens of, because this week most of the new students will be given like all this information from all the different like the school, the faculty, the what, like, but they won't go into depth. Exactly. Like, as an international student, why do I have to go to the police? What's with the police appointments? Like,
Yes.
to fill in those gaps of where somebody can actually explain things to you. How do I get a bank account? What is bank ID? Why, when, who, forces number, and all those things.
Yeah, and that's really, really important. It's what's the word? No, but anyway, it's really important. I'm thinking, the time that I was in uni. I mean, I missed of course, I missed like the what do you call that? The introductory week. I came like a week after I was supposed to, and I could have benefited from such, because I had to. Okay, I had like help from somebody that I knew. My sister was there, but then there were certain bits and pieces when my sister was not available, where I could have, I don't know. Can somebody like give you a call? Or is it just during that period that you're together? Like,
yeah, so it's the first time that my program will be doing this, having student mentors.
Oh, so it's the first time.
Yeah, okay. So for our program, other programs do have them, but for our program, it's the first time. So we have like a limited amount of hours that we can do this specified work. But of course, we are human. We are understanding that people have questions outside of the hours. Yeah. We will have 2-hour meetings with the students bi-weekly. Yeah, to help them navigate and see what's missing in the cracks. And of course, if they do have questions, they are very welcome to reach out.
Okay, wonderful. New students, there is Miss Thenjiwe Kalunga here, so please bombard her with questions. Wonderful. Yeah, interesting. Anything else that takes place that I haven't covered, like with regards to new students?
There's lots of partying.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are getting drunk, of course, it's that was past 2 days. Today is Monday, Yeah, I think Friday and Saturday were a mess.
It's gonna get worse the whole week,
especially this week, right?
Yeah. Because every after activities, because right now I know the new students have gone to see the new student house. I'm being told it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah,
I really wanted to go as well, because they were gonna be saving cake, but it's fine. It's there forever. So
don't talk about food, please. I'm on a diet, and every time you mention food, my enzymes,
cake.
My enzymes have, they have a knife and a fork, and they're like pricking my stomach. Where's the food? But yeah. Oh, okay, interesting. But yeah, it's true. There's gonna be a lot of parties, most definitely.
It's fun being a student. So much fun.
It is really, really good. Well, I don't want to keep this too long. Again, director is looking at me. Don't give me that eye, Mr. Director. I know. I'm watching the time. Yeah, I hope the amnesty work goes well. Jeez, you're doing a lot of things.
Me too.
I hope the
amnesty. 2 different things already does here.
I hope the amnesty work goes well, and you manage to call the board, and I hope we
managed to
the
make
remaining people in the board. Yeah, I hope.
No, we're going to do it. We are. We just need to pick up the ball.
Yeah, definitely. And secondly, the mentorship, I hope that goes well. It's the first.
Me too.
Yeah, that was a good initiative that your department decided to get on board.
Technically, it's the school that gave a directive to go like.
Oh, it's the school. Okay, so was it like they wanted to do it, but then the school could not afford it, or where did?
I'm not really sure with the politics, but from what I know is that it was a directive that came from like the school board, that I think every bachelor program needs to have a mentorship program or something like that. Yeah.
No, I hope it turns out to be a success, and
I know it will. I'm a mentor. I'm part of the team, so it will. We will achieve results.
You achieve results. You're results oriented. So I hope that.
But before we go, I have a question for you.
Oh, for me? Okay.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
You might have missed your first study. I'm thinking of it in Norwegian. You might have missed your first introductory week, but you did take a master's. Did you not attend?
Oh, that one I didn't.
Why?
I didn't even attend.
Why?
The first time
you had been in Norway for too long, you didn't need it.
The first time I went to, I think for my master's I was so relaxed. The first time I stepped into school was when I had like a class at 10, and then I went to school at I think 9. Then I did everything that I got my student card, my everything. Then I went to class. That was the first time.
Wow.
That was the first time. So even the bachelor program, like there, the first time I arrived, at least, people were still getting, their introductions. But for my master's, no, I didn't even attend any parties.
Did you even do like a campus tour?
No. No.
You are not a student, you are a passerby.
And that's why I kind of appreciate the mentorship. I think that I would have attended if there was a mentorship. I would attend that. Yeah, but maybe it's just me. I'm very relaxed. I'm very relaxed when it comes to introductions with school. But I know there's somebody out there that would find it, valuable.
Okay.
Yes. So, any last words or first words to new students?
New students? Be active. Have fun. Get to meet as many people as you can. Yeah.
And get A's.
No, don't. I mean, if it's your goal to get A's, then get A's, but don't stress yourself so much.
Okay. Wonderful. Wish you well, new students, and looking forward. I always see new students around. Now I'm an elder, so
you're living through me, living vicariously through me.
True. So for today's episode on the Diaspod, it's now called the Diaspod. Okay, remove the cast.
Oh, the Diaspod.
The Diaspod. Just the Diaspod.
Okay, Diaspod.
Not like that.
You said it's the Diaspod. Okay, Diaspod. It was nice. We look forward to next session.
Most definitely. So
hopefully our main podcaster will be a little bit more organized. He's getting better. I'm impressed.
But I am getting better, right? Yeah. It took me a good 20 minutes to organize this, so it's okay.
No. It was more than 20 minutes. But we'll give you your grace. We'll give you your flowers. We will.
Okay. We'll see you next week.
Same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.